The Sam Darnold era begins now. It's the coach. This is week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight, it's number 3 overall pick, Sam Darnold, who gets a start on opening night as his Jets get set for a tough one on the road against the Detroit Lions. I'll talk to you again at halftime. We'll look back at games from yesterday. But first, it's up to Ford Field. Standing by, here are Brandon Gott and Charles Davis.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the New York Jets. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. And I don't think from what we saw down on the field before the game there's any doubt they're ready to roll.
They pass the eye test, don't they? This team looks fired up and ready to play.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
No more training camp, no more exhibitions. The 2018 NFL season on EA Sports is underway. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a good effort on the return there gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their 10th-year quarterback. This is his first season in his 30s. 30-year-old out of Georgia. It's Matthew Stafford.
One thing you ask for from your quarterback, improvement each and every season. You also ask for consistency. Matthew Stafford, 7 straight years, over 4,000 yards passing. He's still looking for that initial playoff victory during his tenure, but I think that he's been leading them towards it and has a chance to get it in the upcoming future.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On 1st and 10, Stafford. And Jones has it over the middle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. And a nice start there to the aerial attack to pick up the first.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season, that's a great way to get started. First drive of the season, what a nice completion.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Down throw, Stafford. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Golden Tate, his intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. And now the offense for Detroit.
One way I really judge a player's value is when opponents know what your strengths are, yet they still can't take that away. That tells me you're a heck of a player. And for Theo Riddick, everyone knows about his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, yet he's still the primary target for Matthew Stafford on just about any passing situation.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again. Stafford throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. And a look now at how the Jets line up defensively.
When you're the number 6 pick overall in the NFL draft, big things are expected out of you. And finally, Morris Claiborne is starting to deliver on some of that promise. Played 15 games in 2017, the most he'd played since his rookie year, and had his best season to date. Ability to cover, ability to tackle, all the things we saw coming out in the draft in 2012, we're now seeing on the field.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And now another one thrown incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
New York set to take the field. From the end zone, here's Darnold. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down. And this is a guy straight out of college. They're not going to try to groom for a year or two. They want him to produce right away. That's why they took him in the first round. They expect him to be a starter right away and a future all-pro. So they don't have any time to wait for him to come along. They want him to play right now to help this team. And you take a look at this draft class from a season ago. Really, it grades out as a pretty darn good class. So you have to give a lot of credit to the entire scouting organization. General manager, personnel department, college scouts, all came together. They evaluated it very well and got a nice payoff. You know who has to be really happy after that play? The offensive line. To be able to create space in that situation when everything's jammed in and everyone knows you're going to run it, that's a big-time play. Yeah, because you're probably just thinking, hey, let's get to the 4 or 5 and get some breathing room, right? That's all you're asking for. That's all your punter's asking for. Instead, he's not necessary now. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him point and communicate. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Devon Kennard coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12. But nothing takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it? No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football. And old Mo is a very, very fickle man. Leopard! 3rd and long, it's Darnold. Steps away. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels. On 4th down, here's Lachlan Edwards to punt it. Back deep for the Lions, it's Golden Tate. On the return, it's Tate. 12 yards on the return that time, and the Lions will take over. The Lions heading out, coming off a 9-7 finish a season ago. Another year without a playoff victory, and we said it last season, Charles. Unbelievable. They've won only one playoff game since the 1957 NFL championship game back when you were in high school. Junior high. And that one win was way back in January of 1992. They do have optimism, though, because this team has been building. And I thought that their draft of 2018 signaled that they really want to help their magnificent quarterback, Matthew Stafford, and take the pressure off of him to produce 5,000-yard passing seasons, because they drafted Kerryon Johnson, a running back out of Auburn, and in free agency, got LeGarrette Blount, which signals to me that they want to play a little brute force football. They want to batter some people and take the ball out of the hands of Stafford so often. If they can do that, that'll allow them to slug it out with Green Bay and Minnesota for maybe a division title in the NFC North. And last but not least, you know who they beat in 57? Who? The Cleveland Browns. 2 teams trying to get back to their former glory. To throw on 3rd down, Stafford. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
Here's Sam Martin now as he'll kick it away for the second time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. The Jets making their way out. Last year, the impressive 3-2 start. A lot of people predicted they would go 0-16, but then after that start, they sort of collapsed. Just 2 wins after Week 5. So as we look ahead to this year, Charles, what can we expect from the Jets?
Well, I would expect them to continue to play with great effort because their head coach, Todd Bowles, demands that. But Sam Darnold, their number...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. Dodges him at the 50. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line.
Pass interference. Defense.
Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marking off yardage against them.
A first down carry now for Crowell. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The linebacker, Christian Jones, there to make the stop. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Now a handoff to Crowell. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Well, they've been practicing goal line offense all week. Let's see if they're able to capitalize here. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Ezekiel Ansah in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
So 1st down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. So we played a quarter here on the opening Monday night of the new season. 0-0 our score. We're back to the Motor City after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you and you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
With Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Jets in possession as we begin quarter number 2 here. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. He's going to get it running right. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. He was brought down by Devon Kennard.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And it's caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 10 yards gets him closer, but now it's 4th and goal.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
On now is the kicker, Jason Myers, for the field goal try. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And Myers able to knock it through. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you get to the red zone and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. This offense trots back out there now, and as they do, Charles, one thing to point out that we saw a second ago are some of the new rules in the NFL this year regarding kickoffs.
Yeah, nowadays, the kickoff team, no more running starts. Remember that when you got to circle a guy around, and here he goes? No more. You have to start, close to the ball. And when it's kicked, then you get to take off and go, so you can't build up your speed that way. Also, when you're returning it, remember those wedges that we used to say where guys would form together, 2 or 3 guys? No more of those. So it'd be a lot more man-on-man, one-on-one blocking. And also they have rules about where people have to be when the ball's kicked, where they have to be when the ball's caught. So to me, it's much more like a punt return than it is an actual kickoff return. So I'm eager to see if teams now take their punt returners, those nifty guys who make people miss in the open field, and make them the kickoff returners as well, because I think you can still get big plays in this area if you have the right people back there.
It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason, and runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What, is it 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
They'll run it here with Blunt. And an alley to run. And past the 30 down to about the 27. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll try the air now with Stafford. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
False start, offense.
Well, it's a 3rd and somewhat manageable now, not so manageable.
Exactly, because you had a play call on that you felt like, hey, this could go quick, and it doesn't take much to get it done. Now, you got to start thinking about a little bit of a deeper route type of a call, especially if you want to throw it.
On 3rd down, Stafford. And Tate's got it.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
The Lions into the red zone for the first time. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Now Blunt. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Get him, boys! Get him, boys! Here we go, here we go!
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Ford Field after this. And time to remind you that coming up at halftime, we're off to see the coach, Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have a look back at a wild opening weekend in the NFL.
It's good to have Coach along for the ride this year, although he would probably say it's good for him to have us along for his ride.
To throw on second down to Stafford. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Stafford on third down. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better. Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quicker. Out to the flat for Reddick. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
Kick is on the money. It's good. And that will knock things up here late in the first half. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
And now out come the Jets. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe bashed it.
Super toe.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
2nd down and 10, Darnold. He'll rifle this one deep right, and that's caught inside the 35. A big play there just before halftime. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They go play action here on 1st down. Airing one deep for Curse. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
Set, waiting.
The drive starts with a handoff to Blount. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now a carry for Ball. And he will perhaps get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And time has run out on this first half. So we reach halftime here at our first Monday Nighter of the season. As we'll check in for the first time with the newest member of our Madden family, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, where you see the final score there. The Ravens able to start the season off on the right foot as they get the win at home in their season opener. From there, we head all the way out west to see what's happening with the LA Chargers. And they were winners in that game over the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. The Chargers with a strong performance as they get the win at home in the opener. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. The Eagles with an ideal start as they move to 1-0 in front of their home faithful. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been as tight as we expected, all tied through one half of play. For the call of the second half, let's get it back to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Fielded about a yard deep. And now running right through it. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Sam Darnold leading the offense out for their next possession. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say you want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start. Isaiah Crowell, he's all alone. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Isaiah Crowell, his first touchdown as a New York Jet. And the Jets are able to strike for 6. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is now 10-3. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. Here's Myers now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there, and he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Here's Blunt. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Here's Stafford now on second down. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. 23 yards on the play.
I know retirement ceremonies, a rocking chair is often one of the major gifts, but don't give this guy one just yet. He may be plus 30, but my goodness, how about that effort?
Yeah, he's not that old. Hey, I'm on the wrong side of 32.
You okay? You feeling all right?
I'll be all right.
Okay, good.
I just need some chocolate and a box of tissues. Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17.
The best offenses and the ones that win are ones that make adjustments. And right now, I think this team needs to open things up.
On second down, here's Stafford. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Foul. Face mask. Defense.
So give them the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
They'll go to Blunt, try and pound it in. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
To me, that's a terrific run on 1st and goal at the 3. They got 2 yards. I'd line right back up and give it to him again.
They'll come out in the pistol. They give it to him running left. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. LeGarrette Blount taking it in. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Prater for the extra point. And we are even at 10 apiece. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. New York set to take the field. And these two teams have traded touchdowns so far with their first possessions here in the third quarter, so we're right back to where we started at intermission.
Yeah, how about that? Tied at the half. Tied after the first 2 drives.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. To throw is Darnold. He's going to rifle one deep. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he reaches the 38. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Play action. It's Darnold. Airing one deep for Curse. This is caught. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. And that one results in 35 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Now let's go. 3-19.
Now Darnold. This is caught. That there, the first NFL touchdown pass for Sam Darnold as they have taken the lead.
And he's got to absolutely be sky high right now. The first touchdown pass in the NFL, the first of what should be many, many more. But 57 of them in 2 seasons as a starter at USC, none as sweet as that one right there for Sam Darnold. Hello, NFL, I'm here.
The extra point now coming from Myers. Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes it a 17-10 score. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it's finished off by a New York Jets touchdown. Here's Myers now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets them back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
The Lions on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and a mile. Play action. Stafford. And that is incomplete.
I would dare say that these guys would have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And take it right on the 30.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
And that negates a pretty decent punt return.
And the goal is to gain a first down on a punt return, which is 10 yards. This was much more than that, but it is going to come back due to the illegal block in the back.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Here's a give to Crowell. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. And 3rd quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
Back now at Ford Field. It's Jet football as they've got the lead here, and we get set to begin quarter number 4. The Jets on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay.
Delay of game, offense.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with a game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now it's Stafford. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Stafford on 1st down. He's going to look deep down the field. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. On 2nd and 10, Stafford. The left side completion to Jones. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. Stafford now to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete. 1
score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. They're able to locate Wilson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
They'll run again with Blunt. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Now a play fake, and it's Stafford. And he's got it. No gain there on the completion. It'll be second down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but
yeah,
no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Oh, no, he lost the football. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They come up on the play of the game now, 4th and goal. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. T.J. Jones, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. So that drive, 12 plays in length, and it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not pump the ball again.
They begin with a run by Crowell. Quick feet by Crowell. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They keep it with Crowell on first. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Here we go now. 319. 319. Hold on. Hold on.
Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved.
False start, offense.
The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
A false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. After the penalty, it's Crowell. Gets past one man. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions, as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. Second down, here's Crowell, and he'll be taken down at the 34. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. The Jets on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. They'll run with Crowell. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. The pitch to Crowell. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward. Because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, when you crowd the line of scrimmage, if they do pop one, it's going to go a long way.
Yeah, I was going to say, could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts. So now this one will rest on the right foot of Jason Myers. He's hit on his one earlier attempt tonight, but this a little more pressure-packed for the win. And his kick is right there. It's good, and it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So he's able to come through in a hostile environment, and you'd have to imagine that's the game winner.
Yeah, how about that? And the way that this game's gone, you think they really wanted to get to overtime and take their chances there? They wanted to get this thing done. When you're the visitor, you don't want to play into overtime. You want to knock it down, get it done, and go home.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. And they're going to be set up in excellent field position up past the 45.
And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
One last throw here for Stanford. Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty, and with that, the ball game is over. And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week 1. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for the Jets, it wasn't always pretty, but they do eke out the Week 1 victory here by a field goal. And they'll return home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.